Warning: the following content was produced from an exotical perspective and may cause irritation and feelings of triggerness in individuals with closed minds, hating as monitoring spirits, inferiority complexes, or hotep tendencies. RDBG is not responsible for any emotional dysregulation or crash outs that may occur as a result of watching this video. Viewer discretion advised. Hey everybody. So I found this clip a long time ago and plan to put it in another video in my queue, but I wanted to go ahead and address this because I wanted to show you the effects of male-centeredness as it pertains to self-love amongst Black women, specifically how it influenced the dynamics of colorism, especially how it exists between Black women. And for the sake of this video, we're going to be sticking to Alice Walker's original definition, referring to the preferential and prejudicial treatment based on skin tone. But first, let's take a look at this video of a male-centered light-skinned bigot.
Y'all, for a long time, I did not like dark-skinned women. And let me tell you why. Now, I know you like, that sound crazy as fuck. Why would you get on this app and say that? But it's true. I was dating this Jamaican man, and he would cheat on me all the time. But it would be like with like the same 3 or 4 dark-skinned girls. And y'all see what color I am. So in my head, with him manipulating me, in my head, I'm thinking that the dark-skinned girls is the problem. I'm not realizing that he's the problem. So that's why I didn't like the dark-skinned women. Like, it was so bad to the point, like, if you was a dark-skinned artist, female artist, I would not listen to the music. If I seen a dark-skinned woman come up on the TV, I would get irritated and a little disgusted. And I wouldn't like, you know what I'm saying? I would be out in public and I'll just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, disgusted. Because he made me feel inside that, like, dark-skinned women was superior to me and this and that and that and this. I was tanning, doing darker shade foundation, all types of stuff. Until I realized, like, the dark-skinned woman is not the problem. He's the problem. And he was manipulating the fuck out of me. And that's what was going on. And I would text him, like, why are you doing this? What is this for? Blah, blah. He'll be like, ask her. Y'all, that was like a dark spot in my life. And I just feel like I needed to admit that. Like, I love dark-skinned women. I always have. It's just that the problem forced me to think that the problem was something the fuck else. And it was not ever dark-skinned women. The problem was always him. And I gotta say.
Now, this light-skinned bigot is simply confirming that colorism is, in its simplest form, triangulation. And what I hear is that this woman was jealous and insecure because of a man's trending choice in woman. And in reality, we know women get chosen across the board. It's really not hard to be chosen, okay? But her jealousy and insecurity sounds a lot like the narrative that a lot of unambiguous Black women who bitch and moan about anyone choosing light-skinned women, period. And I was watching Destiny Utah's video. I think that's how you say her last name, but I like her content. And I'll link the video in the description because I don't want to go over all the responses that she covered. But a lot of the comments I saw were accusing the original poster of being inherently colorist, which is relatively normal. They always say that light-skinned people are inherently colorist. You know, we're just born with hatred of dark skin in our hearts, I guess. But I never hear the same thing or see the same energy when it comes to dark-skinned women who dislike quote-unquote preferences. People who believe the quote-unquote colorism war is simply about men are foolish. While I do believe that men make it easier to hide the colorism against any shade, it's much deeper than the community pain that tries around Blackistan. Someone in my comments reminded me that the colorism conversation is more about social status, and I completely agree. Hence, unambiguous women's very loud collective efforts to flip the colorism narrative versus trying to combat colorism itself. And again, while I was going through the comments, most of the narrative that the people were spewing was that this light-skinned bigoted wanted to have beef with dark-skinned women before that man. Okay, so that means ditto. Dark-skinned women who get upset about light-skinned women existing wanted to have beef with MLS women regardless. If it has nothing to do with men, well, it does when you consider that men created the systems they feel oppressed by, but pygmies would never find fault in men. So let's not pretend that dark-skinned women don't hop on the internet every single fucking day and blame the perceived privilege MLS women have for the problems caused by the deeds of men, both within and outside of Blackistan, which means they're just looking for a reason to beef with MLS women. The pygmies want a punching bag. But let's take a look at some of these comments. KK says, so you hated a whole group of women, but not that man. I feel like you was colorist from the start because you couldn't handle someone thinking dark-skinned women were attractive. That's crazy as fuck. And then the next person says, bring back shame and taking secrets to the grave. And then Go says, he had that much control over your mind. That's scary. So again, we should be keeping that same energy. Y'all hate a whole group of light-skinned women, but not Black men who perpetuate the stereotypes you feel keep you from being seen as desirable. It sounds like some dark skinned women can't handle other women being seen as attractive either, which is also crazy as fuck. And also male centered, because how do you see someone being objectified and think to be mad at the object and not the objectifier? They'll be like, well, sometimes the object looks like they're enjoying being objectified. Yeah, because the object isn't healed yet, sweetie. Give her time. Then this lady says that it's scary for this man to have that much control over her mind, but that's literally how all pygmies work. And black women are by and large pygmies. The fuck? Let's not act like this is a brand new concept because a light skinned woman is being transparent about it. And then this person says, but she still believes dark skinned women aren't superior. Yeah, and she should never believe dark skinned women are superior to her. Dark skinned women are human. The fuck? Then Tittles W says, y'all see what color I am, in quotations. And then she responds, you're brown and one hot day outside from being dark. Girl, stop. And Miss Girl says, it's called jealousy. You are insecure and still is. And then Dingo Knot says, this is what racists say. People like this don't change. She's gonna always hate somebody over something stupid as fuck. No, brother, here we go. Again, some non-light skinned motherfucker policing skin tone and pretending light skin melanin shouldn't function the same way as someone who's the same shade year round. Again, what did I say in my other video? It's always a damn unambiguous brown skin being weird about light skinned people being light skinned. I'm telling you, it's not a coinky dink at this point. And for the Miss Girl, and she says it's jealousy, we're insecure and still are. Like, yeah, but like, exactly. Let's just call it what it is. We don't have to jump straight to colorism. Well, I mean, she did say she disliked it, but again, we can still call it what it is. Just because she's light skinned, we don't have to be like, oh my God, damn it, her forever as a colorist. Y'all, she was insecure. Then Kimmy Lynn 283 says, sis, you should have took this to your grave, because what? Then Kamira 84 says, LL, nah, you just think you better because you lighter and you too damn old to get on social media saying this. And SPF Sucks says, how good was his manipulation for you to hate on other women and not the man? What is the man? Like Yamagami reincarnated? I don't know what that is, but I don't understand why she would take that to the grave. But then they'll swear up and down that no one ever believes them when an unambiguous woman says that a light-skinned woman, can be or was jealous of them. When the original poster's transparency may help someone see that the man is the problem for them, and it's not that they are, colorist or hate, whatever their opposite shade is. Somebody might be able to dig deep based on this video and see that shit. So I don't see why she would need to take that to the grave. Everybody's on fucking social media oversharing. And then this girl talking about, oh, she thinks she's better. See? Again, they're always going to jump to those traditional stereotypes. Yet she's risking having a dark-skinned daughter because she thinks she's better. Sure. She was deliberately trying to get darker because she thought she was better. Sure. And then Rugal for Life says, a Jamaican man, I don't believe that them Nas love light-skinned women, so you're a fucking lie. I don't believe you, bitch. You're a dead lie. Come with a different story. I know my people. And I don't even know what that means, but why is she so fucking hateful about it? I think she's trying to say that she doesn't believe that a Jamaican man would cheat on her because she's light-skinned, because they love light-skinned women, when there's an island full of dark-skinned Jamaicans who had to come to be because Jamaican men also like dark-skinned women. So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. And after dealing with a couple of Jamaicans, I can tell you whatever the fuck she said that man did, he did it. Okay, he did that shit. I believe her. She is testifying. Then Manny Winter says, as a dark-skinned woman, I'm not mad at her. This is so understandable. Sadly, men do make a lot of women insecure about their body skin, etc. And it can make you jealous of whatever it is about them. Then Bean says, a normal person would just walk away, not hate a skin tone or race because of their partner's choice. And then Manny Winter says, we're not talking about quote-unquote normal people. We're talking about real people with real emotions. Thank you, though, for absolutely wasting your breath. Exactly. Again, this is proof that these people don't give light-skinned women the room to have normal-ass emotions. She's talking about a very human experience with insecurity and jealousy, and they're demonizing her for it, essentially. And saying normal people, like, what do you mean? Because there have been many, many generations of unambiguous black women doing the opposite of being normal. If being normal is not hating someone's skin tone or race because of a person's partner choice. Like, let's be so fucking for real. Then Pretty Sean says, I'm reading the comments and boy, y'all want to hate so bad. This lady that came clean even said she realized it wasn't dark skinned women, yet some insecure dark skinned women ready to tussle. Exactly. And then Goddess says the stuff people will do and say to go viral is absolutely insane. I'm glad nobody is entertaining this madness. Thumbs down. But dark skinned black women can get online every day and say that they hate their skin and that they're upset that a light skinned girl at her school is existing, and that makes her feel unseen. And we can blame that on systemic oppression. So we can blame dark skinned women's disdain for light skinned women on systemic oppression, which is still ultimately centering men. But a light skinned woman can say that a man made her feel insecure because he was quite literally cheating on her with the type of woman that she felt insecure about. And that's unheard of. Now she just wants to go viral. Okay. Then I went through some of the comments on Destiny's video. So this one says, this reminds me about what Derrick Jackson's wife said about her dark-skinned daughters. Oh, yeah, this person was right. I remember that shit. Exactly. Matter of fact, let's watch Miss Jackson, who is a brown-skinned woman, dark-skinned, brown-skinned, say the exact same thing. And I didn't hear or see too much backlash, but let's take a look.
I had some issues just with the complexion of our daughter, because that was the type of woman that he would go after. And I'm not dark, super dark skinned woman. And our daughter's like a little chocolate little princess. She has it, and I'm just like, how does she look like the women that he wants?
Wow, that's deep.
I don't understand. It's like they had her even though I carried her.
Woo! You said they had her even though you had her?
They had her even though I carried her. That's what I felt like for a long time. I had to really sit down and
because her skin tone represents the type of women that he would cheat on you with?
Yes. And so then it just played on the rejection and the abandonment and the not choose me. What is there about me, right? Our daughter even has everything that you search for, or at least preference in a woman. Now every woman wasn't dark skinned clearly, but there was a preference and a type, and a lot of them were. And so even our daughter came out in that preference, and I'm like, and that I feel like the Lord did that intentionally so that I could really deal with that. I could really deal with that aspect and be able to teach my daughters, because I have 2 girls now, but be able to teach them, and one's lighter and one's darker, right? So I had the experience of being in this weird world where I'm trying to be these other women and all these things, but I had to really sit back and deal with that. It affected my ability to mother her and to nurture her and to just have that mother-daughter relationship that I always desired, but I didn't know how to get there because all this stuff was in the way. And so I had started telling him about that and trying to be vulnerable, because when you decide to come back, you got to be vulnerable still, even though it's scary.
And I wanted to show this because it proves that the feelings the OP felt were very common for insecure women. Because does this not reflect what the light-skinned girl said? Literally, any type of woman can feel this way. Shit, dark-skinned black women get on the internet and revel at the crimes against MLS women and blame us for being desired by the quote-unquote same black man, and displaying very evident, deep-seated vitriol toward light-skinned women. But suddenly, when a light-skinned woman comes forward and says she had feelings of jealousy toward dark-skinned women after being triangulated by a dirty dick infidel, it's a problem. She gets no empathy. She gets pegged as an inherent colorist who just wanted to speak on black women. And first of all, she is a black woman. But also, were they not just trying to humble her and call her just brown? Meanwhile, their whole narrative about MLS women is solely based on the same exact triangulation. Matter of fact, it don't even have to be a personal scenario. It's just general. You cannot even like black men as an MLS woman, and they'll still be trying to triangulate you, be hateful towards you because who they think might desire you. And this is an active example of pity privilege to me, and I'll tell you how. Because throughout all of those comments, I did not see once that somebody took into consideration that maybe those dark-skinned women wanted to steal a man from a light-skinned woman as for validation. They knew about her. And the real reason no one cared is because, one, light-skinned women have a stereotype of being homewreckers because, for whatever reason, people think that light-skinned women want to, regardless of whether we're attracted to a man or not, want to steal somebody's man. And 2, they're pretending that dark-skinned women don't go around sharing dick all the time. They do. I know a dark-skinned Jamaican girl, very pretty, very in shape, good career, okay? who deliberately told me that she was cool with the dude that she was fucking having a fiance because, quote unquote, there aren't enough good quality black men. And I'm like, girl, he's not either. The fuck? Go get you a white dude that treats you like a queen. And if you don't like white dudes, go get you a dark-skinned Asian man that treats you like a queen. But either way, let's not pretend that that's not happening. Like, dark-skinned black women aren't out here competing to be chosen or getting a kick out of taking people's men. So yeah, let's just not pretend that pick-meism, jealousy, and insecurity is limited to a skin tone. I know women of all races and creeds that be cool playing yeast infection tag because they refuse to stop willingly sharing dick. Exhibit A.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just gross. I can smell the chronic BV from here. And also, like, I don't know why Neo is doing all this. Like, there isn't a number that he can have in his harem of women to convince me that he's not a man-loving man. But anyway, I did also see some people saying that, oh, she didn't like dark-skinned women to begin with because if he had cheated with the light-skinned woman, she would have been flattered. Like, nigga, what? This girl said she was trying to darken her skin to be more attractive to him. They're missing that part, I guess. Meanwhile, you got a whole island full of people bleaching themselves to be light-skinned like her, or at least trying to, because they normally end up looking dingy as fuck like a gross sister. But mind you, both situations occur because of triangulation and pick-meism, but they only empathize with the unambiguous women. And we can overlook those scenarios strictly because they are shielded by pity privilege. Matter of fact, I think I found a comment that shows this. Chocolate Curry 88 says, first off, I'm half Jamaican and Trini. I don't date Trini men or Jamaican males anymore, though my ex of my abusive first love, met at age 12, gave me 10 years of hell. He was cheating with lighter skin and non-black BBWs. All the time, I never hated them though. I did try to lighten my skin and gain weight. Keep in mind, I was never skinny, so I understand that sis didn't mean it. It's just an emotional breakdown. And again, there was not a single negative comment response when I looked. Then somebody else said, unpopular opinion. This was a form of psychological warfare, and it's not uncommon as you think. She also isn't wrong for admitting this. Some of what she's saying can occur with dark-skinned women in feeling a quote-unquote way about women who don't look like them, whether that be light-skinned women or non-black women overall. This happens when the woman has self-esteem issues / hangups and values the words, actions, opinions of the individual who is making them think they are less than whoever they are uplifting / creeping with based on your skin color alone. Exactly. It's like, please stop. We don't have to pretend. Like, I don't know what it is about black women and pretending like they don't ever experience feelings of jealousy, but it's like, please don't. Please. We already know. You're not doing a very good job at hiding it collectively. I promise. And then somebody says, I don't condone infidelity of any kind, but she thought she was better than a dark-skinned black woman because she was chosen. So it wasn't the cheating that hurt her. It was the fact that the woman was dark-skinned. And how dare her raggedy man sleep with the likes of such when he has a preferences at home. Girl, bye. See, look at the projection though. They really do think everyone views unambiguous black women as the bottom. How did you get that impression from her saying that she was trying to darken her skin? But again, that internalized colorism automatically gives light-skinned people a superiority complex. Then someone says, I don't think she thinks dark-skinned women are beneath her, but I think she was jealous and insecure. Exactly. I'm going to just interpret this one how I can. But this person says, because I'm a brown-skinned black woman, women who are different sides of the spectrum are comfortable talking about the other different tone like a dog. Some light-skinned black women think they look better than dark-skinned women and are disgusted by them. Some dark-skinned black women have problems with light-skinned black women and pick on them and try to sabotage them. This is what I've seen for 4 decades. And somebody said, are there any dark-skinned women who hate on light-skinned women simply because they're light-skinned? Who will admit to it? Everybody messed up over this foolishness. And then somebody said, plenty, but no one will admit it. Just read some of these comments talking about how they won't even befriend a light-skinned woman. Exactly. Black people let it pretend that we can't see and perceive like how they actually feel. It's like the feelings be so visceral, it be all over their face. It's insane. Like, it's like, we can see, sweetheart, we're not blind. We can hear, we can see how you're acting as well. Then somebody says, I don't have a problem with what she's saying. That's how she felt. I'm glad she came to recognize that it wasn't dark-skinned women, but the man that she was with. Kudos to her. That's a breakthrough. Some of us have heat for each other and we still want to examine why we don't like our own kind. Now it comes down to a societal problem. We have been pent up against each other for all different kinds of reasons, and skin color and hair texture are two of the biggest reasons. When someone recognizes that it's a good thing, then they can make changes. So to dog her out because she was recognizing it says that y'all have a problem that y'all need to go fix. Then another person says, okay, but can you also talk about the insecure women who go after men that are taken by attractive women just so they can get an ego boost? I bet these side chicks knew about her and felt the need to get one up on her and humble her, shaking my head. Exactly. I literally just said that shit because let's be for real. We know that there are women who would chase your sloppy damn seconds just to feel like they are equivalent to you. I had a friend and she was dark skinned who wouldn't even let me have a fucking crush in college. Like I couldn't like anybody, okay? Even if I remotely like glanced at a nigga, she would come back the next week talking about she got his number. And I'm just like, yeah, because you chased him down and asked for it. He walked up to me and asked for my number. Okay, we are not the same. Okay, it's okay. It wasn't because of skin tone. It was just general character. Okay, because even then, like if my friend says she likes somebody, I'm like, okay. Even if I do like have a crush on a dude because we never discussed it before, like I will not acknowledge this man's existence again because like, okay, cool. There's always more. There's always another one, you know. But there are some women out here who feel the need to compete. It makes them feel better about themselves. I guess I don't know. Like after like I noticed like the third time when me just like mention a dude that she would do that, I just started naming random dudes around campus that I knew just so she could like chase behind them and kind of like test it because I'm like, girl, you a weirdo. Oh my gosh. It was extremely entertaining. Then somebody said she thinks she light skinned or something. LMAO, she's super weird and goofy. And then somebody corrected her and said she is light skinned. Exactly. Just like be very straightforward. Like, please stop. Please don't. Please don't. And then somebody said for the colorblind women in the comments, she is light skinned. Just like there are many shades of dark skin, there are many shades of light skin. It's not that deep. It's really not. But again, y'all know they try to gatekeep the things that they pedestalize, and the only thing they really be trying to gatekeep is light skin in our community. Nothing else. Okay. Not the culture, not the recipes. Nothing but light skin gets gate kept around this motherfucker. Then somebody says, but she's not light skinned. I'm not understanding. Can someone please help me with this? And then somebody else says, it must be where she's from because I'm hella confused too. And then a person responded, yes, she is. Another one said, yes, she is. She's not dark skinned. And then the last person was like, y'all are so used to seeing light skinned mixed people. Y'all forgot how light skinned black people look like. Like, come on. And then somebody else had the nerve to say, she's not brown skinned or dark skinned, but she's not light skinned. She's not mixed. So like, what the fuck is she? So us light skinned monoracials, we just gotta float in oblivion. Like we're just nothing. We're just here. We don't have a classification. We don't get one. Everybody else gets one, but we're just golden, I guess. I don't know. Y'all see what I mean when they really do try to mind fuck us? They really be trying super hard too. And if you watch Destiny's video, you'll see like one of the girls was like, oh, who gets disgusted by seeing another type of woman? Meanwhile, we literally see similar dialogue any and every fucking where. They literally, unambiguous black people will sit up and talk about being tired of seeing MLS black people more than they actually support each other. In fact, they only support each other if they think it'll irk light-skinned women, especially if it can reiterate the notion that they don't see themselves in MLS women, whether you see yourself in them or not. And even when they do see themselves in you, it's because they want to force their narrative onto you, even when you may not even be able to relate. And just to comment on this girl, it says erasure at its finest. And it's really like one of them things like, no one is erasing unambiguous black people. It's just that they fail to show up as anything other than social justice warriors. That's the branding that dark-skinned women have collectively garnered for themselves, which makes it more difficult for dark-skinned women with interests outside of complaining about not being seen. And then they also don't show up for the dark-skinned women in their spaces about things that aren't social justice. It makes dark-skinned women who want to be seen for something else other than like colorism basically invisible, mainly because they don't buy into anything if it isn't about struggle. So that's why it takes so much longer for dark-skinned creators who want to build genuine audiences who are just interested in maybe like their art or their interest just simply embody some version of individuality outside of social justice, and then they get ignored because unambiguous Black women love to trauma bond. But anyway, I wanted to speak briefly on how I noticed a trend of unambiguous Black women using MLS women's quote unquote jealousy as a status symbol. So, stereotypically, and this is a stereotype, dark skinned Black women are thought to be jealous of light skinned women. And I think in the same way that they're trying to flip the colorism conversation, well, not even flip it because they've always been bigoted as fuck, but they want to flip the social status hierarchy, which would place light skinned women on the bottom of the totem pole as far as social status. I believe the light skinned women's jealousy narrative is coming as literally an extension of that, right? Because there has never not been knowledge that jealousy isn't limited to a specific skin tone. But I'm noticing that jealousy, or what these women are perceiving as jealousy, whether it's actually is or not, is being used as a look, ma, I made it. The girls I was jealous of or wanted validation from now want to be validated by me. A while back, EU posted about this unambiguous woman who felt that light-skinned women were jealous of her for being chosen by a geriatric brat. And I actually went to that post to download it, went through the comments, and what I actually saw was several unambiguous Black women calling her a traitor and ensuring her that their Black men were good men, Savannah. And they were calling her a bed wench and all type of shit. So in my mind, because obviously I read some light-skinned Black women's colorism speaks loudly when they see dark-skinned Black women being loved on, which I think obviously even J. Marie said that it speaks louder from dark-skinned women. But anyway, I was specifically in my mind looking for the light-skinned women she claimed were on her post, and I might have seen like two, and one was like, "Ooh, go girl, get the bag." So this told me a lot about the pedestal that light-skinned women have in this woman's head, because you're flipping through all these fucking comments, thousands of fucking comments looking specifically for light-skinned women, being even remotely negative so that she can use that as reassurance for a decision she made because she felt like she wasn't chosen by who she really wanted. And of all the women who look like her being negative in her comments, she only looked for and may have moderated the comments from light-skinned women. Meanwhile, her peers and Black men were eating her ass up for wearing a MAGA hat. It's like she formed her life around getting revenge almost. Cause like, girl, be for real. No one gives a fuck that you're over there slurping that shriveled shrimp, while light-skinned women are actively minding our business and being chosen by who we want, like top choice. Like, girl, we can all get a geriatric brat. We just don't want him. Go give him his insulin in peace. And unambiguous women are even doing this vicariously. Like, look at how they're making up this narrative around how Ice Spice feels about Doechii. They focus solely on Ice Spice acknowledging that they only choose one dark skin to like every decade, but completely ignored one, Baby Storm hating. To the point that even Ice Spice had to be like, no, she does good music. And two, ignoring the fact that Doechii didn't get the credit she deserved until white people gave it to her. They could have been on her music. Doechii has been talented. Okay. So look at how Clarissa is pretending that the Black community in general isn't roasting her ass after another unambiguous woman, Remy Ma, roasted her ass for like calling her a man and all type of shit. But she's hyper fixated on negativity that she received from light-skinned women. I'm gonna tell you right now, after looking at her hair on this photo, I knew exactly why she was good at fighting. I went to school with girls just like this, and I can assure you, the cruelty wasn't only stemming from just light-skinned women. She was out there fighting them little boys too, because of that motherfucking struggle ponytail. Now, I do think she's naturally pretty, but we're not going to act like the money didn't make a visible positive difference. But I think that's how it goes for most people. Honestly, I think it's the hair care. Like, it was the hair care.
Always the light skinned girls who think they just so pretty, and just because they born light skinned that they just all that. That they can come up and talk shit. Oh, because you think you're pretty. I'm gonna tell you something. One, I look better than you. I look better than you, so you can get off my shit. That's one. And then two, why are you on my stuff if you don't like me? Why? Oh, it's giving obsessed. It's giving obsessed, light skin, red bone. Yeah, get your funny ass up out of here. I don't play with these folks. It's mostly a lot of light-skinned women who come bothering me. Yeah, I said what I said. I said what I said. They be hating on everything. Oh, she just thinks she's so pretty, but she got a strong jawline. Baby, you see this face. What the hell wrong with you? I'm our ancestors' dream, girls. You crazy? Stop playing with me. I'm light skinned. I love you. Oh, I love you too. You all right. You good. I don't even mean to come at all light skinned girls for real, but usually they're the ones that be inboxing me or who be commenting me talking stuff, and I don't really be liking it because I know for sure it ain't about light skinned, dark skinned, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican. I whoop a girl ass. I already know that. So it'd be like when they be talking crazy to me, I be like, man, I ain't really the one to be playing with. Who is this girl? Another light skin. Another light skin. Your haters really got under your skin. How my haters are under my skin when I'm out here celebrating me not being guilty for smoking weed? Hey, _Summers, you blocked. You is dumb as hell. You blocked, man. And then once again, proving my point. Another light skinned girl. Listen, if you're a light skinned girl and you love me, I love you too. But I am telling you, some of these light skinned girls be having like self-esteem problems. And the fact that my self-esteem is up here and theirs is down here, they come here with me.
And just like I said in my video about color theory, when a girl was calling on folks black and miles, unambiguous black women are creating an environment where nobody can give them any type of constructive criticism. Because let's just read some of these comments. Like this girl says, I'm red bone, and I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, babe. You're pretty as fuck, but we hate the way you dress. And then somebody says, that's literally all it is. She's not ugly by far. It's the unfashion. And then somebody said, LOL, meanwhile, light-skinned women rarely talk about skin color, but yet we get attacked for being like, it's her clothes, not her complexion. Exactly. And here's the thing. They will swear up and down that light-skinned women are talking about skin color when outside of the exotical space, even for me personally, I'm not bringing up skin tone on a regular basis. Like, I barely even think about this shit when I'm not at my computer making content for real, because I don't give a fuck about nobody else's skin. I'm busy trying to keep my shit supple so I can age gracefully. The truth is, out in the wild, the people who bring this shit up the most are unambiguous black people. If light-skinned people didn't bring up skin tone, which we've been gaslit to even talk about skin tone from a positive perspective, really, I guarantee you, the conversation would literally go away. You notice how they stopped talking about skin tone as much since the exotical space has grown a bit more? Because beforehand, light-skinned women didn't have to be in the comments. We had to say shit. We just would be brought up out of nowhere, just random ass situations. It didn't matter what the fuck was happening. We didn't have nothing to do with the situation. Just like this. She decided to wake up and put that ugly ass thing in her hair with that big gawky ass chain on with that ugly shirt. That situation she had going on had nothing to do with light-skinned women when she decided to put it on. And now suddenly it's about light-skinned women thinking they're too pretty. Like, girl, what about everybody else in your comments literally saying the opposite? Like this person says, I totally agree with it being about her clothes and not complexion, but some light-skinned women definitely be weird / mean girls and love to bring up their color as a one-up. Okay, the real question here is, was the light-skinned girl actually trying to one-up you? Or did you simply just feel one-upped? Because her liking her skin tone and you being an internalized colorist are not the same thing. Then Jazzy says she's talking like she wanted to run on light-skinned women her whole life. Exactly. And then somebody responded, we all pretty, but let's not ignore that it is a real thing. Then somebody responded, dark skin versus light skin has always been a stain in our community. The hate goes both ways when it comes to ignorance. Exactly. But if you want to talk about who vocal as fuck about that shit, historically, it's not light skinned people. Then this person says, I feel like us light skins can't speak up on shit. Exactly. You can't be like, hey sis, that ain't cute. Or you colors. And then somebody says she didn't acknowledge the dark-skinned girls giving her the same energy because never mind, I'm just going to hold my peace. And Phenomenally One says, I think there's a stigma with being light-skinned. Not all of us are shallow, but let's be real. There are just as many dark-skinned women that make assumptions due to skin hues. I think it's ignorant either way. And then somebody else says, we get hated on by dark skin all the time now. Like I said, we as MLS women don't have room to offer constructive criticism. We can't be a good friend. Everything has an ulterior motive. We can't feel jealousy or insecurity. We can't do shit. We can't do shit because we are not human in their minds. And just like this person right here says, she says, I'm a light-skinned black woman and I've never experienced other light skins talking down on brown-skinned women. And then Grandpa Mama says, well, your light skin so it wouldn't be getting done to you. And then Makia says, I always speak highly of them. And here's the thing. It doesn't matter if it's not getting done to you. They swear up and fucking down that we're off in the cut having secret meetings about how much we fucking hate them. No. Because there aren't that many light-skinned Black people, either out of survival or because we're trained by the people we're surrounded by, are taught to be light-skinned saviors. So we're not going to be in high numbers just out here being like, oh, fuck dark-skinned Black people. Like, no, you really don't ever see that. That's why the majority of content that you see coming from light-skinned Black people is light-skinned savior shit. Quite literally. With the exception of people like E. Kane and a few other colorists that they still like the platform regardless, I don't hear a lot of light-skinned Black women speaking against dark-skinned Black women with the same amount of vitriol that we've been hearing from them for decades. Like, let's just be for real. Even on this channel, you're not gonna catch me being an overly hateful motherfucker because I don't hate nobody. I just don't like your ways, right? Like, I could give a fuck about you and your skin personally. What kind of weirdo ass Silence of the Lamb type motherfucker cares about other people's skin? Yeah, I guess most of the Black community be sitting up like. But again, this is truly indicative of them believing the jealousy of light-skinned women is a status symbol because they think our existence is the standard. So if a light-skinned woman is supposedly hating on you, that's a sign that you are doing something right in life. Fuck the thousands and maybe millions of unambiguous Black people that's hating on you. None of that shit matters. Only, even if you got 2 or 3 motherfucking light skins in your damn comment section, those matter the most. Those prove to you, like, hey, look, mama, I made it. It's insane. Meanwhile, her own family, she literally says her own family is her biggest haters. And she's talking about pretty light-skinned girls in her comments. Girl, talk about them unambiguous people calling you a man in the comment section. Talk about how your whole family is leeching off you perpetually and you are desperate for love that you went and got with felons sloppy seconds because she's so desperate for fucking love and validation. Like, girl, just go get a therapist, please. Like, oh my God. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. Hop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Do you think this girl was wrong for being transparent about her insecurity, or do you think that these people just lack total and all empathy for light-skinned people? They really do hate to see us have regular ass emotions. They really do. They try to gaslight us out of them all the time. But that's all. But be sure to like and subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you next time. Bye.